Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Friday, everybody. We have made it to Friday once again. The weekend is on the horizon. I hope you guys all had an amazing week. I hope you guys have an amazing Friday, an amazing weekend. Hopefully, you guys have been doing good in the streets of sports betting. We are back. Did not have a video yesterday. I had some stuff going on. Coming off a losing Wednesday on the video, really unfortunate day on Wednesday. We kind of got a little bit of bad luck. We had the over in the Phillies Dodgers game. Had a little bit of bad luck that Harper was not in the lineup after we had made that bet. It finished, I think we had over 9.5. It finished around 7 runs. So that was unfortunate. And then if I make a bad pick, I have no problem saying I made a bad pick. The stuff that went on in the Copa America streets was truly probably one of the worst beats I think that we've had in 2024 thus far. I mean, we needed both teams to score and we needed over 1.5 goals. Um, the team it's 1-0 Colombia. So the team that we need to score Uruguay goes up a man. Red card for Colombia. They play an entire half of a soccer game up a man and they can't get a goal, which is just insane. And then obviously that would have helped the over 1.5. But on top of it, at the end of the game, Colombia missed. If you weren't watching the game, go look the highlights up. Colombia missed probably the two easiest goals that I've ever seen in a soccer game. It was just mind-boggling stuff. Just super, super annoying. So we're moving on from that. Let's see if we can set the tone for the weekend here with some winners. I've got 2 baseball picks for today. Make sure you're tapped into my Twitter account at Ben Hostler. I'm going to be probably posting some soccer bets for the finals on Sunday, and we might take a live bet for the Scottish Open as well, or some 3 balls over the weekend matchups. So be tapped into my Twitter this weekend. Might have some free bets coming out, but 2 baseball picks for today. Big Friday slate. Let's dive in. First and foremost, we are going to the Cleveland Guardians at the Tampa Bay Rays. We have Taj Bradley against Carlos Carrasco, and we are going to go with the first 5 innings under 4.5 runs at -122 odds. I'm also fine with the full game under here if you want to do that. Cleveland obviously has the best bullpen in all of baseball. Tampa's respectable as well in that aspect. So if you want to go with the full game under, you can. I'm going to take the first 5 innings under 4.5 at -122. Taj Bradley has been incredible over the last month. Just absolutely superstar stuff from Taj Bradley. This was a top prospect for the Rays coming up last year. He got injured. Took him a while to get going once he came back this year. But he's been incredible. Like, let's just look at his game log. I don't want a game log watch, but if we look at his last few starts here, let's go back to June 19th. We've got 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 8. Oh, no, that was a pretty bad start. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 3 Ks against the Twins. That was on 6/19. On 6/24, we've got 5 1/3 innings, 1 earned run, 8 Ks. On 6/30, we've got 5 2/3, no earned runs, 11 Ks. And then against the Rangers in his last start, 6 innings, 1 earned run, 5 Ks. The guy's been very, very good. He's got a mid-3s Sierra over the last 30 days, one of the better numbers on the slate for all pitchers. The strikeout stuff's been fantastic over that sample size, 31% strikeout rate. He's been very, very good. So I like what I'm seeing out of Taj Bradley right now. For Carlos Carrasco, he is a corpse of the Carlos Carrasco that we knew years ago that was in the Cy Young mix for Cleveland year in, year out. This is not the same guy. He's been pretty terrible this year. But over the last 30 days, he was kind of out of the rotation for a little bit. They've brought him back in. Mid-3s Sierra. That's respectable. And also, I don't like to I hate taking historical data for pitchers like this because it's just very skewed. Like when you have a guy that used to be a very good pitcher and now he's not a very good pitcher, it's obvious that like you could find historical data to be like, oh, he's had success against this team or whatever because he used to be a good pitcher, right? But I do want to bring something up when it comes to Carlos Carrasco. And it's how good he's been in his career at Tropicana Field. So obviously Tropicana Field indoors, it is a more pitcher-friendly ballpark than some of the other American League ballparks. And Carlos Carrasco has been lights out at Tropicana Field in his career. So we couple with the fact that he's come back into the rotation now. He's been a little bit better recently. And then let's look at these numbers for him at Tropicana Field, right? So for reference, his biggest sample size for a ballpark is going to come in Cleveland, where, he has a 127 game sample size in Cleveland. In that 127 game sample size in Cleveland, he's allowing a 266 batting average, and he has a 431 ERA, right? Pretty mid numbers, to be quite honest with you. Now, the sample size at Tropicana Field is going to be significantly smaller. We're looking at like a 7-game sample size here. But for his career, Carlos Carrasco at Tropicana Field, he's allowing a 158 batting average with a 1.79 ERA. This is in around 50 innings. The guy has been lights out in Tropicana Field. So now we have maybe just a respectable Carlos Carrasco here in a ballpark that he has had a ton of success in against Taj Bradley, who's in like full breakout mode for the Tampa Bay Rays. You can also see on my page the live trends tool here at Bet Karma. If you want access to this, go to betkarma.com/pricing. You get access to all the tools and my full betting card every single day. You can see here for the full game, this opened at 8.5. Public is all over the over here, 73% of the bets, but that total is actually ticked down to 8. So we're kind of getting some line movement in favor of this under here. If you want to take the full game under, you can. I'm going to go with the first 5 under 4.5 at -122 for the first bet of the night. Second bet, we're going to go all the way to the last game of the night, 10:15 Eastern. We are going to take the Minnesota Twins on the money line at -142 odds. So if you look at the money line predictor here, this is one of the more positive numbers here. We have Minnesota 67% chance to win the game tonight. Vegas has them at 58%, 8% rather differential there. Give me the Twins on the money line. Joe Ryan going against Kyle Harrison. Kyle Harrison has upside for, his career, but he just has not looked good for the Giants this year. He came back recently, had one start, and was pretty terrible in it. And he hasn't been very good for the entire season. 4.78 expected ERA, 20% strikeout rate. He's given up 44% hard hits. Just not good numbers. Now, the reason why I really like the Twins here, if you look at Kyle Harrison, what he does is he throws a ton of fastballs. He throws his four-seam fastball 62% of the time. And that is really tough for a starting pitcher to rely on their fastball that heavily when you are not Spencer Strider, Garrett Cole, Paul Skeens. When you're not getting extreme movement like those guys do with their fastball, it's really, really tough to rely on your fastball 60+% of the time. If we look at the Minnesota Twins, they are exceptional against left-handed pitching. Their projected lineup tonight since the start of the season against the left-handed pitching, 380 WOBA, 174 ISO, Carlos Correa, Manny Margot, Carlos Santana, Byron Buxton, Ryan Jeffers, Willie Castro. All these guys have monster numbers against left-handed pitching. If we look at last year and this year combined, it's the same thing, 361 WOBA rather. Correa, Margot, Santana, Buxton, Jeffers all have Willie Castro. Really, really good numbers against left-handed pitching. So it's a great matchup for them. If we isolate that to fastballs, Minnesota is a great fastball hitting team. Their projected lineup tonight, 383 WOBA as a team, 209 ISO against four-seam fastballs. Correa, Margot, Carlos Santana, Byron Buxton, Ryan Jeffers, Willie Castro. All those guys have crazy numbers against fastballs as well. And if we look at Kyle Harrison, 334 WOBA allowed, 162 ISO to right-handed hitters with a 50% hard contact percentage. Pretty bad. He's going to see a full 9 righties tonight in the lineup. Love this spot for the Twins. The money is supporting that. You can see here tons of sharp money coming in on the Twins. So give me the Twins money line -142 for the second bet of the night. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you so much. Please drop a like and subscribe to the channel so you know when I post these videos every single day. We've got some season-long football content coming from me soon. If you've read my drafting article the last few years, I've had a ton of success. I have won around 60% of my season-long fantasy teams the past 2 years using my article that I write for all of you on how to draft your team. That will be coming out probably around a month from now. But we're going to have some video content on the channel as well. I am starting to ramp up my football research. That time is nearing. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Good luck with all your bets tonight, and I'll see everybody next time.